All right. Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Honey Podcast. I'm Dani, and this is Bibi. And we are back now for season 3. So, welcome back, guys, and thanks for tuning in again. Of course, this season we've got a ton of awesome guests on the way for you. But today you just get to deal with myself and Bibi. So hopefully that's enough for you guys. But we're going to talk about something that has been on our mind this whole time. And it's super exciting now that it's starting to lift. But of course, touring, we're going to talk about touring artists and what it's been like waiting this whole time for them to come back, and what it's like as they come back, and who we're excited to check out as tours get announced again, some artists we're looking forward to, and things like that. So, Bibi, you want to get us started?
Sure. I mean, I was just telling Dani that last night, I think they announced that their concert's coming back to Mexico, and I got super excited. But at the same time, it's very scary because I feel like we're not there yet, and even though they're like concerts scheduled for like September or so, it's still scary. I don't know how it's in the US.
Sure. So, I mean, I know that honestly, I feel like in the US, it's a state by state kind of basis right now. And I agree with you. I'm still pretty concerned about them coming back. Luckily for myself, I am getting ready to get my second vaccine. So, of course, I feel safe about it, but I don't know how safe everything else is going to be as far as precautions, social distancing, things like that. I know that they have started to announce a lot of tours coming back and rescheduling dates for starting as early as August and September this year, which, again, like I said, I'm kind of nervous about what it's going to look like. However, I am extremely excited and incredibly grateful for them to be coming back, because it's been a long year and a half, especially for someone whose life pretty much revolved around going to shows. I'm just totally stoked for them to come back, and I just hope that everyone can do it in a safe way. And yeah, like, I mean, I remember probably it was on, actually definitely was on season 1. Jody and I had talked about what we thought it would look like coming back. And at that point, we were probably only a few months into the COVID pandemic. And now here we are, a year and some months later. And I think it is going to end up looking totally different from what we expected. We were talking about, they had mentioned these things that they had done, I want to say in the UK, where they did these like mini boxes where like you would sit for the concert and things like that, like no more general admission and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think, I don't even know if it will look like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels so scary, like how they're gonna look like, and like
Right.
how are we gonna have like safe distance? How are we gonna keep the distance when like the
Mm-hmm.
artist comes out? Because like everyone gets super excited when the artist comes out, and everyone
Absolutely.
is like pushing and trying to go to like the front. So like how that's gonna work out if we're supposed to, like keep distance and all that. I think so weird.
And I mean, how can I say this? Of course, masks are being worn and things like that, but how strict are the enforcers on the rules? And are people going to really keep their masks on? And yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that there's going to be no more like such thing as general admission, especially again, as someone like I am, like I always say, into pop punk, like an incredible amount. And most of the times those are shows that are at those smaller venues that are only general admission. So, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see, or to think about what it's going to look like in the upcoming months. Hopefully everyone within the community is being smart and safe, and it will just be normal. That's all I can hope for, really.
Yeah. I just got into punk pop like recently. It's like a new thing for me, and
Yes.
I'm really loving it. And that's something I'm like, I really hope I get to go to a concert when things start opening up again. And it's
Yeah.
the, because I just feel like they would be so awesome. Like the
Oh my
concert
gosh.
so good.
It's so high energy and it's so fun. And like the most fun and exciting part about it, I think, is being in the crowd and getting to experience those kind of things with other fans. So like, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That's like the ideal thing, and that's what I would love for you to experience. And of course, I'm going to have to ask you this question: who's your most exciting pop punk artist that you would like to see when things come back?
Definitely Machine Gun Kelly. He has
I
become
maybe
so
prompted that
big.
question knowing that you were going to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, definitely. I listened to Tickets to My Downfall and absolutely fell in love with
Yeah.
him. I just love him. I started listening to the rest of his music. I love him. I really, really hope I get to see him. He hasn't come to Mexico. Hopefully, he does now that everything's going to start to open up. But yeah,
I can tell you again from experience that his live show is something unlike any other. Like I've seen him a few times. I've been lucky enough to see him a few times throughout his career. And it was before, of course, he jumped into the world of pop punk. But even as a rapper, his live show was just such high energy, so incredible. So I can say I am like more than excited, and I am more than confident enough to say that his like live show, I can't imagine it being anything short of amazing because of how high energy he is. And of course, I'm going to have to mention this because I am based out in Delaware. He was actually just announced today to be on the Firefly tour, which is a festival held out here in Delaware. He is one of the names, as well as a ton of awesome other big names. I think Lizzo, you mentioned Billie Eilish, just a ton of great artists, and this huge festival, which is happening at the end of August into September, which I haven't been to Firefly yet, but I said this to Bibi earlier. I feel like I'm gonna have to go just for him. So
you have to go for me because I can't go. So
just like live stream it for
yeah,
you, honestly.
yeah. Yeah, I also saw that he made a concert for his birthday, I think it was, on Cleveland. And
Yes.
I saw so many videos of like the fans there. And the vibe was just amazing. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I was there.
I mean, I feel like this this time of year, I mean, like what's happening right now, it's just such a tease because we're hearing all these like concerts being announced and rescheduled, and like things that we were going to already or want to go to are being announced, but it seems still so far away. Like September is like a whole summer away.
Yeah.
And while I get it, and I'm being patient and all that stuff, I definitely I of course don't want to wait that long, but
Yeah,
I
no,
will.
we've waited too much already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think festivals is another thing that I'm very excited about. I've only been to one festival in my life. It was in 2018. It was the Corona capital here in Mexico.
Mhm.
It's amazing. I get to see Billie Eilish, Keen, years and years, the Strokes. It was just amazing.
Wow.
It was a very awesome
Now,
festival.
what kind of festival is that? Is it like a multiple day festival or
It's a 2-day festival.
nice?
I went both days. I
Awesome.
was super tired the day after, but it was completely worth it. I went with my sister and we just had the time of our lives.
Yeah.
And I was super excited because like that was my sister's second time at that festival, and that was my
Okay.
first one. And so like we were super excited because we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to 2019 one, and
Oh yeah.
it got
Making
canceled.
plans for it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I think it was awesome, and I think that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
festivals are also like a great way to get to know many bands.
Hmm.
Because like whenever you're not like watching someone you wanted to watch, you can just like go to one of the stages and find another artist. And I feel like that's gonna be difficult.
Yeah,
Festivals back.
absolutely. I'm gonna show, of course, show my age and my interest. But Warped Tour was a huge one for, of course, me growing up. And while they stopped doing it, that was just like an incredible tour as well. In the same way that you got the opportunity to just see so many bands at one time, like in one day. I mean, that's it. Like you said, that's what festivals are all about, and that's the like great part of them. So it's nice to see them coming back, but also like we keep saying, it's definitely interesting and kind of concerning because like how are these going to happen? I know for Firefly, again, I have never been, but it's primarily people camping out. Not showering for days and just going to like it's 3 days worth of shows, and so it's like it's scary and exciting all at the same time, and I'm certainly curious to see how it all pans out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like this one, the current capital is not one that you like camp in.
Hmm.
But I was when I was looking at the tickets for Firefly, I saw that it was a camping one.
Hmm.
I think that's awesome. I think if COVID wasn't here, I think it's like such a great
Right.
like if you're thinking about it during I mean, even though they're gonna wait till I think it's in September, the
Hmm.
I still think it's still very soon. So I would still find it very scary to go camping
Sure.
in like a like because like I feel like a bunch of people just will be there.
Right. And like I said, not showering and all this stuff, and like it's stuff that I could have potentially looked past, but like I just don't know. So
Yeah,
like I don't know if I mean, I'm sure I'll venture out there at least for a day, but I don't know how many days I'll do or this and that and staying there and all that stuff. So
yeah. No,
yeah.
and festivals are very tiring.
Oh, for sure.
Like this one, the Current Capital was just 2 days, and it didn't end up that late. But my sister and I were there. Like it opened, I don't know, at 10 a.m. and my sister and I were there at 10 a.m.
Yep.
and left at like the very last concert. Um, so it was very awesome. But the next day, like on Monday, so it was Saturday and Sunday. Monday, we were so tired.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, we didn't have like anything to do that day.
Yeah.
So we just slept the whole day, but they're very tiring. And I think one that's like, because I think Firefly, it's like more than 2 days. I think it's like,
It's 3.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I was,
At least 3.
yeah, I don't know what I would do, like 3 days
Oh my
camping,
God.
barely getting any sleep, not showering.
Showering. Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
there's a lot to consider in those types
Right.
of
Absolutely. I might just stick to these 1 day concerts for now. As far as things outside of festivals, who are some like artists that have put out music this year or who have planned tours and they've gotten postponed that you really are excited to see coming back around?
I think definitely the one I'm more excited about is 5 Seconds of Summer. I bought tickets for their
Mhm.
No Shame tour that was supposed to be in 2019. Then it got rescheduled to 2020. Now it got rescheduled to 2021. Now, like, it just gives, like,
Mhm.
but I'm super excited to get to see them. I wanted to see them during their, well, I think 5 SOS 4, 5, no, 5 SOS 3 um tour, but they came to this very small venue in Mexico, and I don't know why they came there because it was so small for them.
Right.
Friend managed to get one ticket, and like it was just a very small venue for them. So then I was super excited to get to see them during this one. Sadly, has been I'm honestly grateful that they haven't canceled because a lot of artists have canceled
Right.
tours.
For sure.
And they just keep pushing it, and they're like, "We're not, we're not giving up. No Shame tour."
Right.
And I'm
I,
so grateful for that.
I know that a lot of fans are looking forward to that one. I mean, 5 Seconds of Summer is just like a monumental band, honestly, and in the best way. Like, I can say I've honestly grown to love them over the past year and some change. So they'd be honestly somebody that I would be also pretty excited to check out, hopefully coming around. I know that I want to say Louis' tour has it been canceled?
No, he actually
Just rescheduled?
He just rescheduled this week, but he was coming to Mexico, but the new updates have they like I didn't see Mexico there, so
Oh no.
I'm concerned that he's not coming. Also, like Harry Styles, I was gonna see him too in 2019.
Yeah. Now is Harry someone that has rescheduled, or
he rescheduled
canceled, or
he didn't. I'm not sure if he's updated for Mexico, but as far as I knew, he didn't say anything about it because like the place he was going to perform at is, I don't know if it's still a COVID center, but it was. So
okay.
he didn't reschedule because he didn't know when it was going to like he was going to be able to do
right
stuff.
right
But yeah, also Niall was coming. He completely canceled the tour.
he just completely canceled.
Yeah, I was super excited because I loved his new album, Heartbreak.
Yeah.
And so I was like super excited. I was talking to my cousin and we're like, yeah, we're gonna buy tickets.
Right.
He was like, yeah, sorry, I'm canceling. And I'm like, cool. Okay.
See, I would say that's been like the super like disheartening part about all of this as well, is just having artists that you've been lined up to see, we're excited to see, and they just, I mean, under the circumstance, of course, had to cancel and haven't rescheduled anything yet. I think that's pretty awful. I know I've like lost out seeing a couple of really good bands that I really enjoy. I think we maybe talked about this last season, but I was supposed to see the Wonder Years, who I'm an avid fan of. And I think that my leg of the tour was like a week after everything shut down. And of course, that's not getting rescheduled at this point. So it's just like kind of missed out on that one. So I'm super bummed about that. But I will say that we've had like a ton of amazing music that has been put out during quarantine. So I think that's like pretty exciting that we're going to eventually get to see, all of these different artists that have put out all these projects over quarantine. Hopefully they'll be starting to announce tours soon. So, I mean, I know 2020 was a great year for pop punk, and I have a whole list of, bands that I want to see and hope that they can be touring safely super soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon they can start touring again and we get to see them. Because there's so many amazing music that was released during this time, and I just can't wait to see them. I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be scary still. Like already, like my first vaccine, I'm getting my second one in like 2 days, but it's still scary to like go, because
you never know. I mean, we really don't know the circumstances, and I mean, hopefully, like I said, all we can hope for is that it's safe, and we are doing our best in our part to stay safe and stay healthy. And I think that I think that we are lucky in the sense also that a lot of the artists that we listen to, I mean, and pretty much all the artists are doing such a good job with following restrictions and, encouraging fans to be safe, to get vaccinated and all that stuff. So that's pretty awesome to see as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think like it's good to have like, because like in the end, artists for me are kind of like role models, like you follow them and stuff. So it's good to see that a lot of them are taking care and actually, respecting like what's going on. So that's good. And hopefully that will lead up to getting concerts soon.
Oh my goodness. I know I've been dying without that. And I mean, luckily for me, and luckily for everyone, we've had a lot of opportunities for like live stream shows, And while they are nowhere near the real thing, they've at least been kind of a placeholder for us as we've
Yeah.
gone through quarantine. And in that aspect, who have you seen like live stream that you've really enjoyed over the quarantine like time period?
I really enjoyed Bad Bunny made one. It was awesome. I
Yeah.
loved it. Because like also Bad Bunny just decided to release 3 albums in 2020. So that was a
Wow.
lot. And he made this live stream and it was awesome 'cause he sang a bunch of his new songs.
Mhm.
So that's amazing. I also saw both MGK ones. I saw
Me
It's Maria
too.
Diablo. They were so good. I watched
So
them
good.
so good.
So good. Um, you know what? Of course, I caught the Wonder Years. They did a live stream around Halloween time. It was awesome. I made a bunch of my friends. I definitely talked about this before, but I made a bunch of my friends watch it with me who are not even into that music. But we had a great old time. And one that, like in particular, that really blew me away. And I constantly like bring up in random conversation to my friends is the Justin Bieber live stream, and which is totally like honestly okay. So first of all, I loved his new album that he just put out. I thought it was incredible. And I'm not even like, I mean, obviously I like Justin Bieber's like original old stuff like Baby and stuff like that. Like I was into that, into the first couple of albums, whatever, kind of fell off from listening to him. But an opportunity came up for the Honey Pop for his live stream for it to be covered. And so I was like, you know what? I'll check it out. I really like the new album. And I truly mean it when I say like he blew me away. I was like, oh my God, I forgot how good he is. Like he is just so talented. And like, yeah, I was like, like I get worked up talking about it because it was so good. Like
Yeah.
it was so good. And it actually is available on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, for like people to watch for free. And it was a free concert, like free live stream anyway. But it was just, I mean, I was like, damn, he still got it. Like Justin Bieber still got it. It was really good. I loved it. And I like watched it a couple times and I was like, oh my God, am I turning into a Justin Bieber fan? Like, what has happened to me? Like, I swear, it was really good.
I think I definitely gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
Talking about like ones that impressed us. There was this festival that's called Tecate Pal Norte here in
Mhm.
Mexico. It's a huge festival in Monterrey, and they did this. It's a festival. They did this festival, this virtual festival. I think it's the first virtual festival, and I thought there was going to be like a bunch of artists playing,
Mhm.
but no, they made like this virtual reality stages, and you could like walk around. It was
Wow.
absolutely incredible. Like I didn't know a bunch of artists from like that were there. I remember Milky Chance was there, Drake Bell was there, uh, Martin Garrix was there. It was just amazing. They did this whole like virtual reality world where they played at, and I was so surprised because I was not expecting it to be that it actually looked like a festival. They made it look as if it was actually a festival and you were watching a video.
That's really cool.
It was really cool.
Like
Yeah.
for you to be able to like walk around and see those different like stages, that's awesome,
Yeah, it was
honestly.
super cool that there was like different stages, like there is in a real festival.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's really cool.
I was
I'm
very
totally intrigued by that. That's awesome.
yeah. Also, Liam Payne did a bunch of live.
Yes. I did not get to see that. How was that?
I watched I think 2 of them. They were really good. I wanted to watch the Halloween one. Unfortunately I couldn't. But I watched the other ones and he was really good. And he had this whole dynamic that you could like kind of text him while he was,
Oh
like
wow.
singing, and so he could like see your like messages, and he really involved fans into the
That's really
live
cool.
streams. So yeah, it was really cool.
I think that's definitely like that's like the biggest part that we miss during these live streams is the fan interaction. So that's cool he did that. Like
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, because I think it's super sad, like during the live streams, that they finish a song and it's just silence. Like,
Yeah,
when he's
yeah,
talking and like
I agree.
it's like,
That's like the worst. Like they're just like standing there and just like awkward silence. Oh my God, I can't imagine being an artist and being like, cool, no one's clapping for me.
yeah, no, he had this machine. Liam had this machine where he could put like applause and random sounds for him, which I think was super nice.
That's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think if there was any other cool live streams that I hit this year. I actually did do one for I covered it again for the Honey Pop. I went to Weezer at the um Disney Hall or something or other. And that was pretty incredible. They did a full orchestra. So that was something cool that like I probably would have never gotten, to witness otherwise because I wouldn't be able to make my probably wouldn't be able to make my way to Florida or wherever it was to see that. So that was like an interesting experience. And I was excited to see that. Like I mean, it was incredible. And that's what's the great part about these live streams. I
I
mean,
think something great about live streams is that you get to see a bunch of artists that you would have probably never watched.
right,
Because like there's artists that I've watched live streams from that I would have never actually like paid to watch a concert from.
right.
But now
Mhm.
that I've seen their live stream, I'm like, oh no, definitely. I want to go.
That was me with Justin Bieber. I'm telling you, like, he's one of the artists that just announced his new dates, and I like sent it to my sisters. I was like, dude, we gotta go, and they were like, are you
Yeah.
okay?
I was a huge Justin Bieber fan when I was younger. I've been to every single concert he's been to Mexico because I'm
Yeah,
this huge fan. I was a little bit disappointed during his last one, like his last concert he made here, but it was during this time where he wasn't like completely fine.
right. He was going through some things for
He was going
sure.
through some things, yeah. So, but now I think yeah, his new album is great, and I will definitely want to check it out. And if he comes to like, I hate because they are like world tour, and their world tour is like one place of Canada, and
Right, and one
like
place
the
in
US.
Mexico, and that's
Yeah, and I'm like,
it.
yeah, where's Mexico? Where's like Latin America? Like, we want to see you guys live.
Yeah. Like that's not a world tour. That's the US and like two
Yeah,
other
call it like North
spots.
America tour, not world tour.
Oh my goodness. I agree. I mean, I take it for granted because I'm like, oh, it's so far away. Because obviously, I mean, I live in Delaware. There's no real concerts here except for Firefly. Um, so I always have to travel like to either Pennsylvania or New Jersey or Maryland, which I'm complaining like it's super far away, but I don't have that where I only like have one place around me, like realistically that I can go. So they got to work on that for sure.
I think I'm very lucky to live in Mexico City because even though a lot of artists don't come to Latin America, definitely they come way more to Mexico
Mexico
City.
City.
Like I know a bunch of fans from Latin America, like Five Sus fans, have been begging them to go back because they've been to like Brazil and I think like Colombia or Argentina,
Yeah.
and they're like begging them to go
Come
back because
back.
they're like, oh, Latin America, Mexico, and that's it. And I'm like, dude, there's a whole part like there, just go because we love it.
Yeah.
We're like super passionate. I think I
Yeah, for
think that
sure.
Latin American fans are we are super passionate. So I feel like they need to go because I feel like they don't get as much appreciation as like they give them because
Right. Certainly not.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of countries that are left behind, but I am definitely lucky that out of all the places in Latin America, I live in Mexico City, which is
Right.
a place that they go a lot.
Absolutely. Um, So we're definitely going to have to do like an update episode after after we see these tours to like reflect upon what we think it's going to look like versus what it actually looks like. Um and like who we actually get to catch versus who we wanted to catch and things like that. But I think that's all we've got for today. You have anything else you want to add?
No, that's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you guys again for tuning in. This has been a great chat. I can't wait. Clearly, we can't wait for especially Justin Bieber's tour. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time. So tune in for a lot of great guests and the sweetest content. Trust us, honey. You don't want to miss the drip. And